Hello everyone, Skits here and welcome to top 10 Skyrim mods of 2014. Now first of all, I wanted to say that all the mods included in this list are very good and I urge you to try all of them. And also these are not full reviews and I will only tell you a few basic informations about the mods. Also, if you don't agree with my list, feel free to post your own down in the comments. And now let's get to it. Coming up at place number 10 we have HDT physics extensions by HydrogensaysHDT. Now this mod adds HDT extensions to the world of Skyrim. This mod is an SKSA plugin that applies the existing Havoc physics engine to the other uses in Skyrim, such as swishing hair, flowing skirts and a lot more. Now if you want to properly enjoy this mod, you also need to download all the extensions for it. Now some of the most popular extensions are High Heal System, HDT equipment. There are also tons of armors for this mod and also of course bouncing boobs and butts. Now my main reason for including this mod in this list is its potential. Now right now it is mainly used for bouncing up boobs and butts, but I think that if modders used its full potential, they would be able to create some amazing mods. Even right now, like I said, there are tons of amazing extensions on it. As you can see on screen right now, thanks to the extensions I'm using. There is hair flowing on my character, the equipment has its own physics as well. Now there are also a few armors for this mod, for example the Draconic Bloodline armor that I was also using throughout the whole video. And there are also some extensions for this mod at the Lover's Lab, a place that no one really goes to. So yeah, since I'm not really into technical stuff much, I don't have a lot to say about this mod. You can basically see what it does on the screen. It, like I said, applies physics to various things in Skyrim. And I think that it has a lot of great potential and I think you should definitely test it out. Place number 9 we have Moon and Star by GanXingba. This is a quest mod that also adds a new town called Little Vivek into the Skyrim. Now the story at the beginning is pretty basic. A mysterious and powerful criminal has been spotted in Skyrim and Dragonburn is contacted to help with his search. Now what I mainly love about this quest mod is that it fits in a vanilla Skyrim perfectly. The Little Vivek does not clash with any vanilla structures and is also compatible with almost all the mods available out there. It only has compatibility issues with few of them and most of them also offer compatibility patches, so you shouldn't have any problems. I really also like the new town called Little Vivek, that even though it was not really big, all the characters in it had personality, a lot of dialogue, and almost each one of them also had a small side quest. Now the main quest also starts in Little Vivek, but then it continues on to Dwemer Ruin, where the search for the criminal leads you. Now since I don't want to spoil anything, I won't talk about story much further. All I have to say is that I really enjoy this quest mod. It offers a lot of action, dialogues, there are even some interesting puzzles and riddles in it as well, and generally it has a lot of content to offer and I definitely recommend it. 8th place goes to Tame the Beast of Skyrim 2 by HFIANI, MYRILIAM and TheSkoomaKing. Now if you ever played or watched Pokemon, you're gonna love this mod. It basically allows you to tame the animals of Skyrim and make them your pets and companions. Now first thing you should do is go and visit Vitron Pet Store, where the pet store lady will explain all the basic things to you and will also teach you a shout that allows you to tame the beast. Now after that you can go into wild and tame any beast you want. Now let's take a brief look at how it works. Now first of all you have to go and find your beast. After that, if the animal is small and weak, by simply shouting at it you can tame it. If the animal is a bit stronger, you'll have to weaken it first. Now after that your animal will be placed at your home. The default home is Pet Store itself. And if you are not able to find your animals, from the Pet Store lady you can also take a quest that will allow you to track your animals, so they should never get lost. Now after you will find your animals at your home, you can then choose one of them and make him follow you. After that, that animal can accompany you, he will fight for you, you can command him, set his name, set his home, and he will also level up. Each time he will level up, you can choose if you either want to level up his tank or DPS skill, and so your tamed beast will get stronger. Now other than that, mod also offers tons of other features like food for your pets, you can breed new animals, you can hunt rare animals by talking to the guy in a pet store who will send you on a quest, you can either sell your pets or give them to Pet Shop Lady, and there are still a few features that you can find in the mod page. The only thing I did not like about this mod is that it is controlled through spells and not through mod configuration menu like every new mod is. Otherwise, like I said, this mod is perfect, and if you played Pokemon or watched it, you know what you can expect. And so like I said, an amazing mod and I definitely recommend it. Place number 7 goes to Spectraverse, Magic of the Magna-Ge by Enai Siaion. Now this mod adds a new quest mod along with 42 unique destruction spells into your game. Now you can start this quest mod by finding the maker that is located in a Sea of Ghosts. After that you can take on a quest that is given to you by the marker and slowly learn new spells, meet some new people and also fight some new enemies. Now the quest itself is pretty good, it has some action, a lot of puzzles and also some nice dialogue. The voice acting is good as well and I generally have no complaint about it. Now the second part of this mod are the 42 new destruction spells. Now each one of these spells is unique and works in a different way. For example, there are spells that make barriers around you, then there are spells that were combined together. For example, one spell places roads of power in the world and the second one makes them explode or target an enemy that you mark. And like I said, there are tons of unique spells that you can see on screen right now. One thing I also forgot to mention about the quest mod is that it revolves around the lore quite a lot, so if you're not interested in that, you can be quite lost sometimes. But otherwise this mod is amazing. It offers a nice quest line along with tons of new unique destruction spells and I definitely urge you to check it out. 6th place goes to Dwemertech, Magic of the Dwarves by again Enai Siaion. Now Spectraverse and Dwemertech were, as you can guess, made by the same guy and they also have a similar premise and basics. Now Dwemertech also adds a new quest mod to the game along with 42 unique alteration, destruction and restoration staves and associated spells and 14 bionic upgrades as well. Now the quest mod itself revolves around Dwemers and their return to the world. Now the quest itself is also located in a new location with new enemies that also use new spells and stuff that you can find in game. And the quest itself is pretty good, just like the Spectraverse. It offers tons of action, there are I think a few puzzles, a lot of dialogue, the voice acting is superb and the story itself is pretty good as well, since it revolves around Dwemers and I always liked the Dwemer stuff. Now unlike Spectraverse, there aren't that many spells included. The mod is based around bionic upgrades and new staffs. Now you can create these new staffs at a workbench and you can also buy bionic upgrades from one of the scientists that you can find in the questline. Now these staffs come with tons of unique features. Now I personally did not really understand some of them and never got to use them properly, but some of the staffs have some pretty unique features. So yeah, now my decision between Spectraverse and Dwemertech was not really easy. They both offer similar amount of content. My main reason for choosing Dwemertech over Spectraverse is that it centers around Dwemers and I also like the story a bit more and I really like them. Place number 5 goes to Spellmaking in Skyrim, The Last Altar by KhalEdos. Now this is a mod that came out early last year and it looks like it slipped past the attention of most people and so I decided to bring it up. This mod adds a new quest mod along with a whole new mechanic into the game. Now first of all you have to pass through the quest mod. You can start it by talking to an old guy in a Winterhold and after that you will take on a quest that will take you to a whole new world space. That offers a pretty good story, some interesting characters, a lot of epic action that includes some unique and great enemies, and also a few puzzles and riddles that I had a really hard time with. Now I personally think that this was one of the best quest mods I played in a long time. The voice acting was superb, the mechanics were great as well, and that is only one part of this quest mod. The second part is about spellmaking. It allows you to make your own spells in Skyrim. Now I personally did not have a true look on this feature because of the lack of time, but I can tell you at least a few basics about it. So after you will complete the quest and obtain the last altar, you can basically create spells. Now you can do that by choosing one primary effect on your spell that will affect how your spell will look and cast, and combine it up to 3 secondary effects on it. So for example you can have flame spell that will turn enemy invisible, ice spell that will drain their magicka and so on. I personally think that this is an amazing unique feature that can really make you stick to the game for a lot longer, since you can basically create your own spells. And combined with the Spectraverse or Dwemertech spells that I just featured, these 3 mods can be mage's heaven. So yeah, a great mod. I think that you should check it out. It kinda slipped past everyone's attention. I mean, it has over 2000 endorsements, but I did not see any reviews for it, or I did not see it featured in any lists, and so I wanted to feature it in mine because I think that this mod is really great. Place number 4 goes to Epic Gameplay Overhaul by ApolloDown. Now you probably don't know this mod, but you most likely know all the mods that are included in it. Now this mod includes Combat Drama Overhaul, Fire and Ice Overhaul, Civil War Overhaul, and a few other overhauls that this mod made. Now first of all you have to start a new game if you want to use this mod, simply because it overrides too much stuff. Now let's take a look at features of this mod and take a look at each one of the overhauls briefly. Now the Dragon Combat Overhaul is probably the most famous one of these overhauls. It basically changes the way the dragons work and fight you. They can now ally against you, use some new techniques, and they're generally a lot harder to fight. Civil War Overhaul is probably the most complex one of these. Basically overhauls the whole Civil War and adds new quests to it, and it just changes the way it works out. Fire and Ice Overhaul. Now this mod was a bit nerfed, and it is different than its original version. Now the ice no longer makes ice blocks like it used to, so you can no longer create ice houses and stuff like that, but the fire still sets things on fire, and you can still exhaust fire with ice and ice with fire. Combat Java Overhaul basically overhauls the kill cams. So now there are a lot of new cool kill cams that you can use when shooting bows or using magic. Next one is Epic Music Overhaul, that changes the music. Then you've got Important Information Overhaul, that changes the way information displays on your screen. So now instead of health and magic and stamina bars, you get the blur on your screen, the screen turns red when you are on low health, and so on. Simple Magic Overhaul overhauls the way magic works, and it makes it a lot harder to be a mage in Skyrim. And Movement and Stamina Overhaul makes changes to stamina and movement, so now even when you walk, your stamina goes down, and it is also a lot easier to drown. Basically this mod is a whole new experience for any veteran Skyrim players, and if you feel like playing a new game, then I recommend you this mod because it adds tons of different features and it is compatible with almost everything, so definitely go ahead and check it out. Third place goes to Wheels of Lull by Trainwiz. Now most of you probably know Trainwiz. He is one of the most famous Skyrim quest mod creator, and this is another one of his creations. Now you can begin this quest mod when you reach level 15, and after that a messenger should come and find you and take you to a new place where your quest will begin. Now first of all I have to say that unfortunately I did not manage to record any footage for Wheels of Lull, and therefore I had to borrow some from Alchesbridge. I hope he doesn't mind. Now the reason for that is that Wheels of Lull was last mod that I wanted to record, and unfortunately my Skyrim broke at that time, and since I didn't want to delay this video any longer and it would take me a lot of time to reinstall it, I decided to just use some footage from some other YouTubers, so I hope Alchesbridge doesn't mind. Therefore, I don't really remember all the features of this quest mod since I played it when it came out, which was almost 4 or 5 months ago. Therefore I will only give you some basic informations. This mod adds an expansive main quest that is stretched out to 7 parts, that includes puzzles, infiltration, poltergeist, mad science, and I think that's some action as well. Now from what I remember, voice acting in this mod is amazing. It also has lots and lots of new features. Now this mod is basically DLC size. It adds tons of new weapons, armors, a new town that also has tons of new characters, along with moving parts and little fabric and bugs. It also adds few side quests and a new race into the game. Now my main reason for including this mod at place number 3 is that I really love anything Dwemer related, and this mod is really heavily Dwemer oriented, and the fact that it also adds tons of new content, new quests, new armors and all the stuff that I mentioned before. And I also like the fact that it is not bugged and everything worked perfectly for me when I first tried it. I'm not sure about the newest version since I wasn't able to play it. And just generally this is one of the Trainwiz's greatest creations, and I really did enjoy it when I played it for first time, so I definitely recommend it. Now the second place goes to LC, Become Jarl of Iverstead by Locaster. This is yet another mod that was kinda under the radar. I mean, it has almost 7,000 endorsements, but like I said, I did not see it in any lists or did not see any reviews for it, and therefore I was really surprised by its size and its quality. Now this mod allows you to become a Jarl of Iverstead. After Alduin was awakened, the Falconest castle was stormed by avalanche, and it was also attacked by werewolves, and therefore the current Jarl died and the castle was left in ruins, and now Iverstead doesn't have any Jarl, nor it does have its castle, and that's where you, Dragonborn, comes in. After you discover the castle and talk to the Goldur that you can find in stables, you can start rebuilding the castle and doing some good deeds for the folks of Iverstead, just like any Jarl would do. Now the quests themselves vary from the usual go talk to someone, go kill someone, to some other interesting stuff, like when you for example have to find food for Iverstead people, or when you have to kill 30 specific bandits that can be found all around Riften. Now, I personally like these new quests. I know they can be a little bit annoying, but if you're not solely aiming to just complete this quest and you just want to play the game and do the quest as you play it, then I think you will like these quests. Now during the quest you will repair your castle. There is a lot of new stuff that will be added, like smelter, forge, throne room, feast hall, stables, Jarl's bathroom, bedchamber, and the list goes on. After you finish the quest, you will also become the official Jarl, and you will also have to uphold your reputation. Now you can build your reputation by meeting every day's demand of running a hold, treating your people fairly, and so on. And you can damage it by collecting bribes to release criminals, hosting feasts paid from public purse, and some other various stuff. Now my main reason for including this mod all the way up at second place is the immersive quest that will take you a few hours to complete, and the new mechanic of being a Jarl, which I really enjoyed. So if you ever felt like becoming a Jarl, then this mod is definitely for you. And finally, the number 1 spot goes to Perkus Maximus by T3ND0. Yes, the Perkus Maximus is my number 1 Skyrim mod of 2014, and here are a few reasons why. Now first of all, T3ND0 is the author of Skyrim Redone, one of the most famous Skyrim mods that was included in a lot of lists and is one of the best Skyrim overhauls of all time. Now Perkus Maximus is basically a continuation of this mod. Now this mod basically enhances the perks tree. It adds new skills, perks, and it also overhauls gameplay. Now in vanilla game we all know that the perk tree is pretty basic. Only thing it does is that it makes your abilities stronger, and there are no really unique features that you get by unlocking perks. Now Perkus Maximus completely changes that and adds a whole new perk tree for every skill. Now the skills are also divided into 3 categories: Mage, Thief, and Warrior. Each tree now has around 15 or 20 different perks that usually have 2 or 3 levels. Some of the perks unlock new abilities. There are also final perks in each category, and you can only choose one of the final perks in each tree. So if you choose the ultimate perk in light weaponry, you cannot choose the ultimate perk in two-handed weaponry, for example. Now like I said, the perks unlock tons of new abilities. For example, mages get some new spells that can now protect them or deal some additional damage. Warriors now can slow time and are also a lot more sturdy. You can now block enemies with shield more precisely. And I think the most fun round to play with is the Thief category. You can now feel like a thief from the old Thief game. You now have different types of arrows. As you upgrade your stick skill, the enemies cannot see you as much. You also get ropes that you can hang anywhere and climb up on them, and just a lot more other various stuff. Now this mod also changes all the other trees that also had some amazing functions, but like I said, I simply don't have time to include all of these. And like I said, this is an amazing mod. It just overhauls the whole perk tree, it adds tons of new gameplay mechanics, and it is a continuation of Skyrim Redone, which was an amazing mod itself. It is also compatible with a lot more mods than the Skyrim Redone, and it is indeed a great mod, and definitely it deserves its top spot, and I recommend it. And yeah guys, I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Now that I took care of this top 25 list, I can finally focus on some different videos. Next up, I should have a top 10 weapon mods for Fallout New Vegas. And then I want to make a special Fallout video that was inspired by Kunosa. And then I also got plans for top 10 best mods of the month. And yeah guys, I guess that's it. I hope you enjoyed this video. Leave a like if you did, tell me what you think about it in the comments. Subscribe for more Fallout, Skyrim and Daisy content, and I will see you next time.